Hi Grito, it is Thursday the 26th of February 2026. Today you're in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, and more specifically the Batu Caves, which is a series of very colourful Hindu temples found within, as the name suggests, caves. You then proceeded to see some of the central area of Kuala Lumpur, had lunch in the central market and observed the mixture of Hindu temples, Islamic temples and Chinese temples. It's just interesting to see all of them literally next to each other. Now you're at the Menara Observation Tower, from which you can see the Cronus Twin Towers, a closer view of which you can see behind me from the KLCC Park. A quick bite to eat now, and then I'm off to Taiwan and immediately went to the Beijing region, where it is famous for lanterns, specifically coming off the tracks to wave off bandits and petty thieves and the like. However, this has since evolved, and every year they do this massive festival around the Chinese New Year where hundreds of lanterns float into the sky, each one with handwritten blessings for the year, and by doing this ritual they are supposedly coming true. Your second day in Taiwan. This morning you went to the National Palace Museum, where you learnt a little bit about the history of Chinese literature, and now you're at the Beito Thermal Valley, where the sulphur is coming straight off the lake, and Beito literally translates to a witch's cauldron, which is kind of what it looks like. Normally you would dip into one of these thermal spas, but unfortunately they're closed today, but you just have a little bit of a look around instead. Now you're at the top of Elephant Trail, from which you can see a very scenic view of Taipei, or more specifically Taipei 101, once the tallest building in the world. And now you're at the top of the tower with some boba tea. Third day in Taiwan. Currently you are at the Chiang Shek Memorial Hall with a beautiful backdrop of sakura behind me. This morning you went to Taipei Zoo, where you saw a variety of animals, including most famously the panda. Next you're going to have a little bit of a walking tour across the city, seeing the various temples and specific sites related to Taipei. Today you are in Jifen, about an hour from Taipei. It's a mountainous city known for its winding back streets and market area, and looks very reminiscent of the Studio Ghibli film Spirited Away. You're at the top of Mount Keeling at 583 meters. This morning you landed in Singapore, and the first thing you did was go to the Jewel, which is a shopping mall attached to the airport, opened in 2019, which has the largest indoor waterfall in the world. You then explored a little bit of Little India, and now you are at Marine Bay, with the iconic Merlion on one side and the Marine Bay Sands on the other. For the rest of last night you went to the Sky Tree, which had these amazing artificial trees, but there's a light show as well, and we walk along a little bit of the balcony, very picturesque. Then you went to the top of the Marina Bay Hotel, where you saw an amazing view of the city, and then went down to see another light show on the bay, I think much better than the Kuala Lumpur one. And then for dinner you went to a hawk centre. These are these food market areas with loads of stalls. Then this morning you went to Chinatown, and now you're at the Botanical Gardens. Very cool, and it's free. And finally in the evening you're going to go to the night safari, where apparently you get to see a variety of animals in a more nocturnal environment. Alright then, with this video completed, I have officially caught up to the present with all of my vlogging footage. I have now travelled to 38 countries, depending of course on how one defines country and how one defines travel, yet sometimes rather foolishly travel fatigue sets in. And I say foolishly because editing these travel videos and this somewhat spontaneous trip around Asia has reignited my passion. From the anticipation, to the flight, to drinking oolong tea on the other side of the world while streaming random YouTube videos. My ancestors couldn't even fathom such luxuries. The point I'm fumbling to make is I don't take this lightly. Being in good health, having a strong passport, having enough money and having enough time
What an immense privilege it is to see all sides of this phenomenal planet we get to call home. The people and the culture and the food and the natural fucking beauty. And, as always, see you in the next country, Adrito.